The number of Americans with food allergies has doubled in the last decade. That's our Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us is Dr. Ruchi Gupta, professor of pediatrics and medicine at Northwestern's Feinberg School of Medicine and author of The Food Allergy Experience and Food Without Fear. Thanks for taking the time with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, you are also a mom, I understand, to a child with severe food allergies.
Yes.
Were you specializing in this before that, or did this prompt you to get involved?
No, I was actually specializing in it before that. So 3 years into studying food allergy, my daughter was playing with my son eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and had an allergic reaction around the age of 1 with full body hives and vomiting. And then I became, part of the community that I was studying.
Well, tell us what some of the signs and symptoms of life-threatening food allergies are that parents should watch for when their babies are very young.
Sure. So food allergic reactions are often challenging because they can impact any organ system. So, in young infants, we commonly see skin symptoms, so a rash or hives, swelling. And this can happen, but it doesn't have to. So, and it can look different in different skin tones, which is also important. The other common organ system is GI. So, vomiting is very common in young infants. Respiratory, so trouble breathing. Often they'll be coughing excessively, or you'll hear wheezing. And then, when young babies, they can't talk to you. So look out for excessive fussiness or, like excessive tiredness or lethargy. Those are important signs.
What are the most common food allergies we're seeing today? And do we know why there's been this kind of increase?
Yeah, great question. So the most common ones, that's an easier one. So it is peanuts, tree nuts, which we know, milk and egg, which are very common in young infants, shellfish, finfish, soy, wheat, and sesame. We call those the top 9 allergens, but you can be allergic to any food. And your question about why, that's a big question. We're better understanding it. But it's probably a number of things that have changed in one generation. So, our microbiome, what may be impacting our microbiome, excessive antibiotics or, early in life C-section births, like things where your bacteria may be changing. It can also be things like what we're eating, what we're putting in our bodies. So there are a multitude of factors that we're really trying to get our finger on. Early introduction is a way of prevention. So we know that introducing some of these allergenic foods early in infants can potentially prevent food allergies.
What do you say to people who wonder, is it the vaccinations?
Yeah, I say no. Like it is so important. Vaccinations play a very important role. And so we haven't seen any correlation with food allergies and vaccinations.
You recently partnered with Brittany Mahomes, who has two young children with severe food allergies. I guess a Super Bowl ring or two in the family
Yeah.
doesn't make you immune.
No, it definitely doesn't. And she has 2 children, Sterling and Bronze both have food allergies. And in conversations with her, it was very scary. She was doing the prevention. She was introducing peanut products to Bronze when he had an allergic reaction, and she ended up in the emergency room. But now, it's great to hear from her and her to, share her platform for awareness because she's become very, very confident because she has an action plan. She knows how to recognize those signs and symptoms, and she carries her 2 AviQ injectors or AviQ epinephrine auto injectors with her for both her kids. Because it is the one FDA approved epinephrine auto injector for infants and toddlers. And it talks you through a food allergic reaction and when to use it and to call 911. So I think it's given her a lot of confidence as she travels and has so many people around them and different people maybe taking care of their children. So, they all now know, how to manage, Sterling and Bronze's food allergy.
And this can affect family life in so many ways, from family get-togethers. What should I put out? What shouldn't I put out? And where can we go? Kids are going to school. What
Yeah.
advice can you share for parents who are living with these fears every day?
Absolutely. I mean, food is a part of every single thing we do, right? And every single thing your kid does. And so you are 100% on all the time and have to be vigilant and prepared. And so very, very important to talk to your doctor, get to the allergist, make sure you know how to recognize signs and symptoms and how to use that epinephrine auto-injector like AviQ. And very, very important to educate everyone taking care of your children. So family members, babysitters, teachers, anyone who is in your child's life. Having that confidence will help you help your child live their best life.
You need cooperation from a lot of people, from the teachers who might be having parties in class to
Yes.
family members, et cetera, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
And restaurants don't always know all of the ingredients, the servers, perhaps.
That's right. And that's another challenging space. And I think in my 20 years in this space, I have seen so many more restaurants actually ask you now, is there a food allergy that I should be aware of, which is so wonderful. So the awareness that you're helping to spread, is helping all the families with food allergies. But definitely always ask if it's not listed on the menu, and make sure, you are absolutely prepared just in case you do have that accidental ingestion.
What hopes are there today? Now, we've read about this new drug, Xolair, I think it's
Yeah.
pronounced.
Yes.
What are your thoughts for parents who are thinking about this? Maybe it's been suggested by a doctor. Are you
Yeah.
concerned about any risks? What do you tell people?
Right. So, what is so exciting in food allergy is we do have prevention and now we have treatments. And yes, that's one of the new biologics. And I encourage, families to talk to their doctors and see if it's right for them. It's great to have some FDA approved treatments now, and there's a number of them and more coming out. So have that conversation with your allergist. It is great opportunity to now be able to treat food allergies.
I mean, we used to hear that, well, don't worry, the child is going to outgrow it. Is that still the case? Because I know some adults with severe food allergy.
Yeah, well, kids do outgrow. Milk and egg are two that at least half of them outgrow. Peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, finfish, only about 15 to 20% outgrow those food allergens. And adults can develop new food allergies as adults. So you're not out of the woods. But now, with new treatments, there are things we can do.
And is there a place people can go to for more information about all this?
Absolutely. Yes, there's always is. But first and foremost, talk to your doctor, talk to your allergist. They'll probably have the best information for you. But then go to foodallergygameplan.com, which has a ton of useful resources.
Terrific. Dr. Ruchi Gupta, thank you so much for your work and for taking time with us.
Thank you.